What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's Woosah Wednesday. You guys already know what this is. This is Greenleaf. I am super excited because this is the first time that we are seeing some alliances amongst the Greenleafs, okay? Normally we just have discourse, discourse, discourse. But with the introduction of this new character, Rochelle, I think we're going to see some more alliances with the Greenleafs, which is a welcome change. Now, before we get going really good with this video, you guys already know what I do. I welcome all my new subscribers. Welcome to everyone. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, as well as that notification bell right next to it. That way you always know when I put a video out, as well as give me that thumbs up and comment down below. You guys know we love to hash it out below. Now let's move on. There's several big things happening. There is a council meeting, a church council meeting being held at Skanks' church. There is St. Josephine's Society Cotillion going on, okay? And the story has broke about what happened with Mac and Grace, okay? So scene opens up with Lady May. Lady May is sitting there and she's having breakfast with Grace. And she is looking at the paper, and although she is and she is clutching her pearls and all of that, she is glad that the truth is out there, that people know what's really going on, and we can all move on from it. Same time, Sophia comes in, and when Sophia comes in, she is all saddened and sad face emoji. And come to find out, she did not get into St. Josephine's Society Cotillion. She's not going to be a debutante this year. But Lady May is aghast, and so is Grace, because all the Greenleaf girls were in the Cotillion, okay? And Lady May is the one that sent in the registration for both Sophia and Zora. So she is more shocked than anyone. Why didn't you guys get in? So she has decided, after Sophia walks off, that she's going to go down and talk to Miss Jacinta. Miss Jacinta is over the whole St. Josephine Society Cotillion function, okay? And she's going to go down there and she's going to have a conversation with her. She just got to figure out her strategy. Meanwhile, Grace and Bishop going down to the church council meeting. Now, they had this church council meeting once a month, hosted at different churches. This month is being hosted at Skanks' church, okay? Bishop don't want to go. Lady May gives him a word. You know what I'm saying? You can't be afraid to walk where your enemies are. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be able to go nowhere in this world, right? So Bishop rallies his strength, and him and Grace head off down there. Meanwhile, Lady May lets Marisol know she needs a box from upstairs in the top. And what is in the box? My gun. Okay, so then we see Lady May is down with Miss Jacinta at the St. Josephine Society, and she's using this antique vintage gun to sort of ingratiate herself with Miss Jacinta, because she's trying to figure out why her babies didn't get in. And Jacinta says she wasn't shocked that the girls hadn't been entered, because the family had been through so much over the last few weeks, months. Okay, and so Lady May said, no, I entered both of them. She says, well, I don't know. Everybody was supposed to send in their registration to the secretary. Well, who's the secretary? Tasha Skanks. What? Lady May is disgusted. Y'all know she stay up in here. She stay up in this area. This area right here stays pushed up in this upper register. Okay, she stay up in that area. Oh, your horse is so high, right? Okay, so then we go to the church council meeting, and of course, everybody's standing around waiting on Skanks to come in late. Everybody knows what that is. Coming in late is a power move. Making everybody wait on you is a power move, okay? So Bishop kind of knows what it is. He knows that leave it up to Skanks to be late. So Jacob didn't think that they were coming, because he felt like his dad was upset with him and upset with Skank, so why would he come? And Bishop is like, no problem. If we decided we weren't going to go everywhere our enemies were, we would never get anywhere. I mean, we would never be able to go anywhere in this world. Just repeating. Anyway, so Skanks gets up there, he welcomes everybody, and Bishop has just got a big giant ball of salt just stuck in his throat. I mean, he is absolutely positively he cannot stand Skanks. Now I'm like, didn't you cause his daddy to die in a brutal church fire? You know what I'm saying? Like, Skanks ain't nothing. He ain't Jack. I get it. He ain't Ish. But at the same time, Bishop, okay, let he who is without sin cast the first stone, Bishop. All right. So Jacob is announced as a speaker. He's a speaker for the council. He gets on there and he gets to talking about what God has imparted to him about showing love to the homeless and the poor amongst us, a church without walls. And it is a beautiful little sermonette, and everyone seems to accept it beautifully. Then we see Charity. Charity's got writer slash singer's block. She cannot get this song up off the ground, and Jabari is coming that next day to get the song, and the song is for some big name person, and she's got a person there with her who is kind of sort of trying to give her constructive criticism, and she brings up Carlton. Well, Carlton is the choir director that the board decided they didn't want him there because he's in same-sex marriage. He's a gay man. And Charity, as you guys remember, was so yellow bellied and lily livered. She didn't stand up for Carlton because she wanted the church to pay for Jabari. You know, the Lady May pulled the old switcheroo on her. You pick Carlton or Jabari, you know, to do your music. And she kind of bailed out on Carlton, okay? And she also, you know, she didn't stand up for him. So she decides to bite it and call Carlton because she feels like Carlton will help her with this music, as well as here's a person that she thinks she can really talk to. When Carlton was there and things was good, they had a really good relationship. So here's a person that I can call. Carlton comes over. Let's talk about it real quick. Carlton comes over and he is glad that she called, but at the same time he want to go ahead and adjust her wig a little bit about how she acted. He did not like the way that she did not defend him. And she was like, and he's like, you haven't called me. You only called me when you needed something, obviously. And she was like, no, I've just been through so much. I mean, first of all, Charity is over dramatic as heck. Like, I cannot. The way she is like turning her head when he comes in the door, and she's just like, and I couldn't. And I just didn't know how. And I was just like, girl, cut the bull crap. You're a mama now. Suck it up. Okay? Suck it up. All right. So he just tells her he didn't appreciate that. And she finally goes ahead and tells him that she got a divorce and all of this stuff is going on and why. And why didn't you call and tell me? I just didn't know how to talk about it. And he was like, there's nothing you can't tell me. So they sit down and they hash it out and they talk about it. And she also brings up the fact that apparently she was carrying twins with Nathan, and one of the babies died in vitro, just kind of went away. I don't think that I don't know. Anyway, she's feeling emotional about that. This is what I don't like about Charity. I don't like the fact that it always comes down to her. It always boils down to her. It always comes back to her. She is always going to lead the story and end the story. You know, now you're coming up with this thing that this baby that didn't happen in utero, you've mourned that, and with Kevin and divorcing Kevin, you didn't have time to mourn it, and now you're mourning it. I was like, girl, I'm not saying that women who lose children don't mourn sometime after they have had miscarriages or lost pregnancies, but that's not what I'm saying. I believe that is so. I'm just saying, Charity, come on. Come on, girl. You ain't said nothing about this situation. Nothing at all. Like, I just can't. Lady Mae goes down to First Lady Skanks and she confronts her. And First Lady Skanks always has like this naive country girl thing going on. And but she don't mind getting you told. Y'all remember she gathered Carissa's edges too. Okay, so and she was right. She was right. Lady Mae did post up on her fur rug like a white lady. It acted like a complete fool. Yes, she did. I mean, she just accused her of being a liar and her husband of being a liar. Y'all had it out for our whole family, and I know you lying. And she said, I wouldn't lie. I'm telling you, I never got your email. And she was like, I'm going to find those emails. And when I do, you're going to be nothing more than a butterfly pinned to the display board of justice. I was like, you don't get your holy up out of here. Okay. You got the right one, baby. But before she leaves, she sees this picture behind First Lady Skanks. And apparently she had been Lady Mae had been on the cover of Southern Decor. And this painting represents an artist from a local gallery that she really, really enjoyed. Beautiful painting. And First Lady Skanks had read the article. She admired the painting. She went down to the gallery and bought the painting for herself. And so Lady Mae is disgusted that much more. You know, you bite my style. You copying off of me. Oh, really? You a groupie? You a stalker now, huh? Okay, this is how she treat her. She just has no give. All right, goes down and has the secretary find the email. All right, gets the email, marches that email back down to First Lady Skanks, and First Lady Skanks was like, I don't even know how I missed it. I am so sorry. And Lady Mae is like, okay, Now you call down there to Miss Jacinta and you get all that straight, okay? And get my babies into that St. Josephine Society Cotillion. And she was like, oh, ho. Hold your horses right here for a minute. You sent it to the wrong email address. And Lady Mae is like, what? And she's like, yes, you sent it to the wrong email address. And First Lady, she's like, here, look at it, take it. Oh, looks at it. She sent it to .net instead of .org. Oh, Lady Mae was sick, baby. She was sick. She was green. Ooh, this crow is too big. I can't eat it. Ooh, and Tasha Skanks came in for the kill, baby. She said, listen, don't be so quick to run over there to Jacinta. Okay, and think she gonna have sympathy on you. When I told her how you posted up in here and acted like a complete nut job in my office, acting like you some old rich white woman, she was not happy with you. So Lady Mae is like, oh, now when she left the first time after she went off on gave pastor, First Lady Skanks a good old fashioned cussing out. She grabbed that person, them red heels, and stomped out like she was Greta Garbo, baby, leaving a scene. This time she was like, oh, yeah, okay. Back to the council meeting, there is a priest there, Alvarado, who's telling a story about a young man who attempted suicide because of his sexuality and thought that it was a sin for him to be gay and that he didn't deserve to live. Well, he tried to hang himself. The asphyxiation caused brain damage. It's a really sad story. It kind of touches everybody and moves everybody, but everybody's thinking the same thing that they have thought for generations in churches, which is we don't touch it. The only time we touch it is to preach that it's a sin. So you feel bad because it's a child that killed themselves, that felt so unloved, but at the same time, mom's the word. Well, Grace is the only one that's pricked. Now, Skanks gives the impression that he is moved by this, and he has this huge conversation that is supposed to move the whole crowd, but it really only empowers and moves Grace. And so later on, after the council meeting, Skanks, once again, when he first came in, he snubbed Bishop. When he left out, he snubbed Bishop. Um, And he talks very, very nice and friendly to Grace and Jacob, but he snubs Bishop. Grace is very, very proud of Jacob and the sermonette that he gave, and his dad gave him some kind words too. I was like, finally. What I love about Jacob this season is Jacob gives no F's. He gives no F's. You like me or you don't like me. I know I heard from God. I believe I heard from God, and I'm moving forward. It don't matter what y'all think. Skanks included, right? So moving on, Grace has this little fire that has been lit in her spirit about homophobia in the church. So let's go ahead and put a pin on that. Rochelle finally gets to meet Lady May. Now Lady May is coming into the office to tell Pastor Bishop about this whole Skanks email situation. All right. And who is sitting on his desk but Rochelle? Miss Rochelle. Miss Rochelle sitting up on the desk, and she has brought a pineapple upside down cake for Bishop. And Bishop is tasting it, and she is sitting right on his desk, on the side of his desk, and he's facing her, and her crossed legs is right there in his face. Bitch, that is inappropriate. I'm gonna say it. Now I know we don't cuss and we don't call folks out their name. I get it. I really do. But that's inappropriate. And it's hoish. Okay. Even if ain't nothing going on, it looked bad from the outside. All right. It wasn't no way for nobody to take that but wrong. Okay. And Bishop, if you ain't smart enough to see that, so Bishop is going on and on to Rochelle Cross about this cake, and she tells him, "Oh, I knew you would like a good pineapple upside down cake. The secret is in the young pineapples. The older ones are just tough and watery." I was like, girl, get your wig snatched and drug all the way down that hallway. You do not know who you messing with. Lady May walks in and she is fine, but this is Rochelle. Hi Rochelle, nice to meet you. And Rochelle's like, yes. Now she don't even go around the chairs to hug Lady May or to shake her hand. She's just like, nice to meet you as well. Really? Really? Oh, you standoffish? You gonna sit on my husband's desk and you done brought him cake and you all cordial with him, but you can't come around his desk and shake my hand or hug my neck? Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. All of that makes you suspect, Rochelle. That's why we all got our good eye on you, all right? You not fooling nobody. Bishop, honey, you must taste this cake. It's absolutely divine. And she is like, okay, hold that thought. I wanted to talk to you about it. And he said, Rochelle made it. And she was like, like, bitch, I see you. You think you the first woman to come up here and make my man a sweet potato pie and try to woo him away? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. All right. Okay. She turned that warmth off, and I mean she went icy, 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 icy cold on Rochelle. And told Bishop I'll talk to you later. Rochelle, was it something I did? Bishop was like, oh no, you were absolutely perfect. Well, of course, once she realizes, now in the conversation, she mentions Jacinta before she learns about the cake. She wants to talk about Jacinta, and Rochelle has said, "Oh, Jacinta Williams, oh, she's a good friend of mine. She's one of my many clients, and so on and so forth." Now, when she found out about that cake, she went ahead and snatched Rochelle's edges, but she goes and finds out them emails is not right, and when she comes back, she tells Bishop that she wants to invite Rochelle to dinner tonight. All right. So Bishop is like, ugh. Grace calls Skanks. Like I said, that he started like this little fire burning in her about homophobia in the church, and she's trying to kind of flesh it out a little bit more. Why she called him, why she want to meet with him, I just think is redundant. First of all, Grace, you are in a good place right now. We got this whole Mac thing behind us. Why would you want to get in bed in any capacity with Skanks? Why? But okay. So she tries to go and kind of feel him out, and they kind of have like this cat and mouse conversation, which leads, of course, to Skanks doing this grandstanding conversation about being a little man and having big friends and being able to talk a big game. And he met God, and God is the number one most important person that he knows that keeps the enemies at bay. And it's this grand conversation that really just went around and around the mulberry bush. And Grace still like Bishop Say still seems kind of enamored, right? So she hits the ball over in his court. What do you plan to do about homophobia in the church? He was like, I don't know. What do you plan on doing? So of course she's going to spearhead this whole thing. We're already going to see that coming, right? Zora and Isaiah have decided that they're going to do the do. They are at her house after school, rolling around, kissing with no supervision. This is how babies are made. All right. And he's giving her a little bit of pressure, and she fell for the pressure. She did ask him if he had a condom. He said yeah, and she ended up sleeping with him. Later on, she's telling Sophia about what happened. She tells Sophia not to judge her. She knows how Sophia is. Ever since she got baptized, she sit at the right hand of the Father, right? So she tries to tell her about, what happened. And Sophia was like, oh, now she looked sick into her stomach. Sophia did when she heard the news. She looked jealous. She looked sad. Like she was sad. She was sad that she and Zora weren't the same anymore. They weren't, I guess, little girls anymore together. That's what it kind of seemed like, the look on her face. Like she made herself really small and tight, and that it just kind of indicated a little stress to me. When she asked Zora how was it, Zora was like, okay, different. I said to myself, I know he choked you out a little bit. I know he scared you. I know he rough handled you. I can just tell. First of all, your first time is never going to be great. Like, if people who tell you that it was magical and wonderful when you see it on TV, it's not. It's not. It's not at all. It's like walking on eggshells. Like, you just like, uh, uh. Isaiah is a little bit psychotic. He's not well. You know what I'm saying? He's a little bit of an abuser. So I got a feeling that her first time was less than stellar for sure. We're going to see though. Later on, Sophia FaceTimes her boyfriend, and she asked him if he ever did it, and he said no. Have you? And she said no. I'm like, Lord, where is this going? Sophia, don't forget, girl, you got your pocket space in heaven. Don't back out. Lady Mae has invited Rachel Cross to dinner, and Grace is there. Jacob and Carissa are there. They have been invited to dinner by Bishop, and the conversation is nice enough. They ask Rochelle what former church she went to after she starts bragging a little bit on Bishop, and she says she went to Greater Redeemer. Oh, Pastor Kensington. Yes, yes, yes. Why did you leave there? And she says, oh, I don't know if I should talk about it. I was like, okay, here she go with this damsel bull crap. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Y'all know I got a low tolerance. I got a low tolerance for evil. Okay, low tolerance for wickedness. Well, I don't know if I should talk about it. Well, no. Please, if you don't mind, the Lady Mae says. And so she says, I had breast cancer, and I just didn't feel like they were as loving and as kind as I needed them to be during that time period. And so everybody was like, oh, oh, oh. I was like, ooh, this is a classic con job if I ever did see one. So the conversation kind of goes to Basie Skanks. It turns out after the first church, she went to Basie Skanks, and she liked his sermons, but there was something about him that just didn't sit right with her. And of course, Bishop is like, I bet. And First Lady's like, absolutely. Carissa kind of chimes in with a snap, and Bishop and Lady Mae are like, oh, do tell. And Jacob kind of poo, da. And she switches it up a little bit. Okay. So we're not gonna talk about Skanks, but Bishop says, well, I think Grace was a little enamored by him. And Grace is like, what are you talking about? No, he did make a compelling speech regarding homophobia in the church. And I just thought it's something that's worth looking at. I think it's something that we can all do to help with that. And of course, everybody has their opinion. They don't really want to talk about it. Homophobia is one of those things that people don't want to talk about because it crosses racial lines. It crosses religious. There's people of all different faiths, races, on continents all across this world living in small boroughs that are gay. And the church really, really has done a poor job dealing with that. And we see some of that conversation about, kind of hating the sin, but loving the sinner and how to make that balance. And Grace is just like, it's about children's lives. We got teens out here that are killing themselves, and that really, really is most important. And Carissa gets a little snappy. Y'all know Carissa is nasty acting anyway. That's why we ain't like her first season. And this whole sin things gets bounced around and bounced around and bounced around and bounced around and bounced around until it turns into like this full-fledged debate. Well, Jacob says, listen, maybe we should talk about this later when we don't have company. And of course, Rochelle Cross is just like, no, no, no. I miss my family. This is great. Okay. So Carissa just says it. It's all about sin and regret and all this stuff. And Grace is like, what are you talking about? She's like, really, Grace? Really? Really? The girls? What about some of the things you did? The girls is paying for it now, right? And that's the reason why they didn't get into the St. Josephine Society Cotillion. Now, Grace had already expressed to her mom the fact, before she left breakfast that morning, the fact that she felt like Sophia didn't get in because of the article and that people were judging her for that. So when Carissa says this, it's just like, another nail. And she feels some type of way about it. And so then Grace just ends the conversation. Maybe Jacob is right. We shouldn't be talking about this in front of company. And she's feeling a little some type of way. Anywho, when Carissa was saying all that about Grace, Lady Mae wasn't saying nothing. She was just like, I ain't in that. Oh, so dinner is over, and Lady Mae escorts Rachel Cross to the door. Bishop goes to get her coat, and she hits her with the 1-2. Oh yeah, now, let me stress again. I'm sorry that I acted like a straight fool with you today, and you were saying something earlier about knowing Jacinta, Miss Jacinta, and may I ask you a favor? All right, we already know what the favor is. Okay, next morning, Grace and Lady Mae are having breakfast again, and Lady Mae lets her know that she is the reason why the girls didn't get in. She thought she sent the email, but she didn't. And I thought that was one of the most kindest things that she could have done for Grace, outside of absolving her of any wrongdoing when it came to Mac. This right here was another good gesture that Lady Mae gave to Grace. And I like that. I like it a lot. I'm acknowledging you, Lady Mae. I'm acknowledging you for that. And Sophia runs in. I got in. Zora and I both got in. And they thank Lady Mae. She gives her a kiss and goes on. And Grace tells her mom, thank you for telling me. And Lady Mae says, thank you for not judging me. So it was a good moment between the two of them, all right? Okay, so Lady Mae says, well, we have, we have Rochelle Cross to thank for that. And she says, Grace says, yes, I do appreciate everything that she did to get the girls in, but mama. And Lady Mae say, I know. But we going to skin that cat when we get to it. Yes, we will, Lady Mae. We going to skin that cat alive. She calls Marisol to the table, and she tells Marisol to take the painting down off the wall behind her. Now, that painting is from the same artist that she big upped in Southern Decor magazine, and that did the painting that's behind First Lady Skanks in her office. All right. And she says, put it away. She says, matter of fact, all the paintings by that artist, pack them up and send them back to the gallery. Oh, Marisol says, okay. I said, Lady Mae lining them up. She gonna get Skank, she think, and she gonna get that Rochelle. All right. We see Charity. Charity is there singing her a lovely song for the Jabari after she's gotten all this weight off of her, and she's had all this discussion with Carlton. She feels light as a bird, and she's able to sing like the beautiful songbird that she is. And Jabari sits down next to her, and she takes a deep breath after she gets done singing, and he is very happy, and she's like, mwah! He was like, ooh. And then they just I was like, girl, you know you be acting. You know you be acting. I just want to pull out a real small violin when she have her scenes, because I was like, girl, if you ain't soap opera acting today. What did you guys think of this episode? What do y'all think of Charity? Like, I know she not my favorite, but it just, she seems so dramatic and attention seeking. I understand Kevin has gone, he has left his son, but you still call after him, you still leave him a message and let him know you love him, your son is doing good, all of that, because y'all was good friends. You to act like he just left and is never coming back. I wouldn't say that until a good 2 to 3 months from now. You know what I'm saying? And it takes some time for people to gather themselves. It does. It does. The child is a small baby. It is extenuating circumstances. It's okay. He may be gone 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We don't know. But at the same time, for you to act like he just bailed on you with absolutely no recourse and you're out there floundering, you live in a house full of stuff. Like, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I have no sympathy for Charity. None. I do want to see Carlton back. I think he's a good actor and I think he's good energy for the show. You know, and possibly the only friend that Charity has, because she don't talk to Grace and Jacob, not for nothing. What y'all think about that old nasty Carissa? Carissa's a nasty woman, right? Like, she got some real ugly ways, right? Real ugly ways. She done forgot about the fact that she almost kissed that man at the school last season. But I be remembering Carissa. Let's see. What about Lady May and Rochelle? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Lady May old school. She old school now. She can snatch a wig with the best of them. So I'm excited to see how this is going to play out. And I'm so glad that we're moving away from this whole Mac drama. Like, that whole drama left a bad taste in my mouth. And I know we probably gonna have to talk about it a little bit more when Mavis come back. But right now, I'm enjoying these new avenues that we're going down. Y'all think about that whole situation with Sophia and her boyfriend, and Sophia and Zora. Y'all think Sophia's jealous? You think she feel bad? You think she feel a little bit of both envy as well as feeling sadness for Zora, that she's not officially a little girl anymore? Guys, know, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. I liked it. I thought it was really good, and I'm excited about the rest of the season. So without further ado, you guys, until next time, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Mwah. I holla.